Hello, hello. Looks like there are some people that might be joining us for today's live. How is everybody doing? Where are you coming in from? If you would mind sharing. So today we're going to jump right in. Today we're going to be talking about why your desire or desires are not enough. Why are your desires not enough to allow you to experience what you've dreamed of, what you've been wanting to experience for so long? And again, the word need, desire, and want, I did a different podcast episode about this and the differences, because we interchange and use those words a lot. And there is a difference. There is a difference. The desires, the way I look at it from my perception of what I teach, is they're in you because they're for you. They're part of the infinite. They're part of why you are here on this earth, to experience the life you are to experience, whether the circumstances are something that you love or don't love, right? And not owning them as who you are. That's the big thing, is you are not your circumstance. You are not the conditions that you're in if you're not loving them. If you are loving them, own them, but still you're not them. You can own them, participate in them, and request more of them if you're loving it. And if you're not, there are different ways to shift your focus to your beliefs, your subconscious mind, and all that fun stuff. So why aren't my desires enough to activate in the world what I want out of life? Because the old me, Jackie, 20 plus years ago, was called Make It Happen Mac, right? I could just do things and make things happen to experience what I wanted to experience right here, right now, all the time. And I can do that still today, but it's in a way of more grace, less pressure, less hustle, less grind, because I've been burnt out more times than I want to count. And I used to be embarrassed to even say that, right? As a coach, it's like, oh, you reached burnout? Yeah, I've experienced it multiple times, and I can help people, A, prevent it, and B, get through it and realize there's life after burnout. There's life after layoffs. There's life after receiving first runner-up in a gazillion different things in life and still being at the top of your game. So the reason desire is not enough is because it's just your clarity. You can get clear on the exact home you want to build with a beautiful blueprint that you hire a structural engineer to design for you, all the way down to the type of tile and carpet and wall texture and lighting and skylights and land and levels and everything, right? But at the end of the day, just having that desire, just having that clarity and that blueprint is not enough. What's required is a structure of support. And sometimes that structure of support comes first, meaning you're not clear on what you want. You think you know what you want, but you're living this life that's okay, or it's really good and you feel guilty for wanting more, and yet you still desire more. So you invest into time, money, resources, a structure of support. And there's a gazillion different structures of support. This is why when people say, I need a coach, I'm like, I'm not your person. You shouldn't need me. You deserve to work with me. I would love to work with you if you qualify for X, Y, and Z, and I know I can help you, right? Everybody says they need something, and there really is a small list of things we actually need in life. A coach just helps you get there faster. A mentor can help you get there faster, accelerate your results. You don't really need another person to do something besides make a baby. And even today, science can take care of that for you. So when you think about needing someone to get to where you want to go or to experience a desire, I prefer to look at it as a structure of support. And I love being a structure of support for people, because I'm that best friend that your old self wishes you never would have met, because there's part of your old self that wants to keep you safe in the familiar, even if it's uncomfortable. And yet at the end of the day, we want to experience what we desire, or we wouldn't have desired it in the first place. So that structure of support is so critical. Many people have never experienced the structure of support, or they've only used like an app on their phone. And I know this firsthand, the quality of your structure support will dictate the quality of the success or the experience that you're desiring to experience. You can look at all the mega wealthy people or top pro athletes or just the best of the best in their game in any industry in this world. And they've all had a really good structure of support or multiple structures of support. Athletes is a great example. When I first started out working in the corporate health and wellness, corporate athlete area where we were helping corporate executives really understand their energy on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level. And through the last 15 years, I've realized we had it backwards. It should be spiritual, mental, emotional, physical when it comes to prioritizing the understanding of how this all works together. And athletes spend 90% of their time training for that 10% of their time that they're in the game or on the field or on the court or in their shot of the green, right? So when I think of athletes, and they're just a small population of the world, when most of us are performing 90% of the time and only training less than 10%. And that's still, I believe, very true. But yet the paradigms and this whole aspect of it is shifting, which I love. So hello, Bernie. So structure support is critical. I've been blessed with many different types of structure support throughout my lifetime. And some luckily have been in my family and some have not. And now I consider them family, right? So the desire is one thing you definitely want to get super clear on. Like, what do you want? What do you desire to experience? And then what's your structure support to guarantee that you will? And what's the consistency that you're going to put into, meaning aligned action, every single day? It's just that one little step or that one little notch moving forward to get there. And you can allow something to happen super quickly, or it can take a lifetime. And that's why I'm passionate about this, because there are so many people that die or on their deathbed because they ended up there. Time just happened. And yet their biggest regret is living out other people's dreams or aspirations or experiences. And they still have desires. They're dying within them. And it's like, why? Why did we put off something for so long or create this bucket list? Like, to me, bucket lists shouldn't exist. If you want to experience something, you get to decide how to prioritize that and actually do it sooner than later. So I'm going to actually be helping a group of people. There's going to be a large group of people that I'll meet with once a month. There's going to be a smaller group of people I'll meet with twice a month. And then there's going to be a very intimate group that I'll actually work with for 6 months to a year. So the other groups, you can pretty much go like month to month or every 3 months. But the one group in particular will be like a year-long experience, having a very strong structure of support in all aspects of what it means. There it is, 111. Oops, did I make myself disappear? Okay. A very good structure of support when it comes to experiencing what you desire sooner than later and making sure it's happening quite possibly within the year that we're working together. And there isn't anything too big or too small or in any area of your life. Like, as you all know, if you've been listening to me or on this podcast for a while, I believe in yes and, not just either or. People go through life saying, well, I can either have a successful career or I can either be a very fully engaged parent. I believe in yes and. I believe that you can have both. I know a lot of people that are very wealthy that are limited in their time. And I know a lot of people that are very wealthy who have a wealth of time, right? And then I know people who are bankrupt in their health, bankrupt in their relationships, and yet the other buckets are overflow, and they're okay with that, and that's fine too. But it's, what do you want? And having that structure support. Now, behind that structure support, like, that's why I say it can't be all on the other person. When people say, I need a coach, I'm like, first of all, you got to understand, you don't need a coach. You deserve to have one if you desire one, but you don't need one. What you need is to get tapped in and tuned into yourself and your infinite self and your highest self, because that is who's most critical when it comes to living out what you desire and having the faith and trusting and learning to understand the difference between your intuition or that mindset that's limiting and holding you back, right? Because I told you there's a part of you when they meet a coach like me that's going to love the experience and be like, where were you 10 years ago? And there's another part of you that's going to be like, when are you leaving? I want to go back to the familiar. And that's just true. And I know this because I've experienced myself as I'm evolving and growing. So having that true faith and foundation of knowing here in your heart of hearts, and not just in your head, that what you desire is going to happen because you have a solid structure of support and because you have a game plan and you're taking aligned action. And then with that comes trusting your intuition with uber confidence. And that's why when I look at things in life, it's really about the limitlessness that we have, but being confident in that and trusting ourselves, trusting our intuition, trusting our highest self and our guidance system, because that won't ever steer us wrong. And part of the journey is really a piece of the growth, right? If we were just to hurry up and get to the end of a vacation, why would we even go on vacation? And then when we're understanding how all this works, you can't help but master your decision-making skills, rewiring your subconscious mind, really tapping into that sixth sense of creative imagination, which will unlock more ease, more flow, more fun into the journey of experiencing your desires your way and not just the way that somebody said you had to do it, right? So if you're interested in any of the mastermind levels that I'm going to be working with people in 2023, please let me know. You can DM me. We can jump on a quick call. We can do voice memoing back and forth. But like I said, there will be like a very limited amount of space for each one, but each group will be a different size. The one that's once a month, that'll probably be the largest. Those are for people that just want or need or desire whatever you think you do on that level. Minimum support, right? On that next level in any area of your life that you want to experience more expansion and you want to rise up. So that would be once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, plus some extra bonuses there, because that group will be a minimum of 6 to 12 months, and it'll be smaller, 11 people max. So looking forward to sharing more of these nuggets, because as you start piecing together the building blocks from confidence and clarity and desire and mastering your decision-making skills, it really goes back to a lot of the things that are covered in Think and Grow Rich. The science of, there's a lot of different books, actually. There's a science behind pretty much every principle that's in here, and really applying it and not just reading it and understanding it. Because again, knowledge is pure entertainment until you act upon it and start experiencing it, right? So I will leave you with that today, and so much love, and look forward to meeting with you all again very soon. Bye for now.